Hello, everybody. This is a Fresh and Retro podcast
with Jason,
and Trent.
and we are a new format that looks at things in pop culture from two different viewpoints.
Yeah.
Well, Trent's, of the more, say, 16 to 21 age bracket. Mine's about 45 to 105 age bracket.
And there's not much different when you get to that age.
No, we're all one big lump of gray-haired people.
Yeah, a little too much gray sometimes.
We'll be reviewing video games, movies, music, TV shows, just anything pop culture, sometimes news items if we find them interesting, funny, or strange.
Definitely funny ones.
Yeah, or strange. Strange is good.
Funny's better.
No,
Especially in Florida.
If somebody has sex with a horse, that's strange, not funny.
I find it funny.
Well, I find it strange.
You ever heard of Mr. Smiley?
No, I haven't. Today we're going to be reviewing a couple games, definitely two TV shows, and we're just going to do some random crap because this is our first podcast and we don't know what else to do today.
Yeah, we're just going to see how it rolls, I guess. So, it rolls. Like a segue. Jump on. Let's go on a segue.
Oh, a segue. I'm not.
Get on the segue.
I'm not getting on the segue.
We gotta segue somehow.
Even if I'm 45, I'm not riding the segue. That's just weird.
Okay, well, I'll segue.
Alright, so we'll start with a couple of game reviews today. We've both been playing different games. Some of them are on PS4, Xbox One, the Switch. We keep pretty much all those systems going so we can keep up to date on current gaming environment. The ones that we played recently, Assassin's Creed Origins, Shadow of War.
And I played Wolfenstein 2, South Park Fractured Butthole, and Mario.
Who do you want to start with?
I don't even know.
Alright, so I'll start with the crappy one of mine too. Okay.
Yeah, well,
both of mine were similar. Assassin's Creed Origins and Shadow of War were very similar in that they were open world, they were combat, mission based, you leveled up, blah blah blah. Shadow of War, on the other hand, started
off great.
Good storyline. Combat was good, just like the first one. Still followed that Batman Arkham Asylum type format. But as the game continued, it started to dwindle and the problems arose. The biggest one was traversing. You did not have, when you play a game like Assassin's Creed, you can traverse very well. It's very smooth.
For the most part.
Yeah, and even Batman Arkham City and things like that, getting around was not a problem. This one, you'd run up on the edge of a building and your guy would run in place against it. Even though you're holding the button to make him jump, he's just standing there running like doing some weird old Mordor dance, and it didn't work.
Oh yeah.
And then the game, it gives you the ability to heal in the game. And then it starts to, as the bosses get harder, take that ability away. So you learn a fight style through 3/4 of the game, and then the last quarter, they remove that fight style, and you have to relearn how to fight again, which I get, strategy, tactic, all that, but it gets annoying when you've learned how to play a game a certain way.
It was also with the game, when it first came out, the loot boxes, people were not able to beat the final act until they spent money to get, like, better followers, I guess, because of the sieges.
Yeah, because the ones, you were given a few gold coins for their microtransactions, and when I did that, I got level 40 guys. And the first siege was like in the 30s, but there's multiple sieges that go up to level 10. Last siege, they were like in the 50s and 60s. So if you're not constantly taking over captains, you're never going to beat that last one.
I think that's a big problem for an open world game, because there should be like a way to beat a game no matter what. If you have to do everything in the game to win, that kind of sucks.
Well, this one's not even doing everything in the game, it's repeating.
Yeah.
It would be different if you do every side quest and every main quest, you're going to beat the game. But then if you do it where it's every side quest and every repeating quest over and over, just grinding, you might as well be playing old games like EverQuest and things if you're going to level grind.
That's kind of bad to do in a single-player campaign game.
Correct. Alright, so we'll shoot over to your worst 3.
My worst of the 3? I don't really have one. They're all pretty great.
Oh.
But I mean...
You picked all the winners.
I guess Wolfenstein we'll start with, because that's the first one I beat. No, actually, no, I did beat South Park first, but let's do Wolfenstein.
Sure, we'll go back and forth.
Yeah. It Took me a week to beat. 18 hours, I think. Or no, 14 hours.
Where most first persons are usually 8 hour.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. There's a bunch of side missions in this one. Not a bunch, there's side missions in this one. And I was like, there's weird side quest things where you'd have to go to a district and kill captains. And then you would have to kill one that gave you like a death card that you had to collect. But to get there, you had to kill other captains to get. It's a lot of more focus in this one on captain. This one, which I thought.
Were they the ones that like made the?
They were the alarms.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you stealth killed them, then they would do the alarm. And that was okay. There's too much of it, I think, because I have 4 more to do.
So you haven't beat it?
I haven't technically beat it.
Oh, okay. So just take that. The first podcast, folks, he has told you a lie.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't beat Mario either, but I'm pretty close.
The lies continue.
Everything in Shadow of War or Assassin's Creed.
Shh.
Anyways. Wolfenstein, I think I like the first one better because this one I was so great about the first one and then just focus on that too much.
Rehashed it over and over.
Yeah, like, because the first one has some good comedy aspects to it. That was like exaggerative but still funny.
Mm-hmm.
And this one there was like too much.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, sometimes it was funny. Then it was like, seriously?
What about the story? Because the first story was really compelling and good.
The story had a lot more social commentary aspects.
About like what, our current?
No, the 60s.
Oh, okay.
You're in the 60s.
Right, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, like in one mission you start and there's just KKK members in the street.
Gotcha.
All in hoods.
So it's current commentary as well.
Oh, okay. And then, I think I told you about it, but is,
My dad?
in the game.
Oh, okay. Let's make sure we
yeah.
clear that up because my dad might be listening, and we don't want this statement that's coming next to reflect on my dad. It's the character in game's
DJ
dad.
Blazkowicz's father in the game is anti-Semitic. He's racist. He's a domestic abuser of every sort. Because there's
Every sort?
Every sort.
So like he beats his wife, his girlfriend, his dog, his children,
his wife,
brothers, sisters,
his
cousins.
wife, his son, and his dog.
Okay.
So,
and
yeah.
his dog.
And his dog.
I mean, that's the vicious one there.
Yeah, I know. It's actually, they show it.
I mean, they show him kick a dog, and people still play the game.
Yeah, they show him throw a dog.
I would rather the Call of Duty shooting everybody in the airport than have to play as a character that kicks a dog.
You don't play as him.
Oh,
you watch it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can watch it. I just can't be the character. Hit X to kick, Poochie. No, I'm not doing that.
Pay X to pay respects. But yeah, there's a mission, like in the second mission, it's like first 10 minutes of the game, where you watch all this happen. It's like, wow, that was pretty harsh, but maybe too harsh, I think, for the start of the game.
Well, I mean, everything's era-based, and there was a lot in the 50s and 60s that had that, but also you have, I think, giving someone that darker background and making him a shining example on the flip side helps him be
I think that's
a better hero.
You get 2 team groups, I guess, that join you, and one of them is the black leader and one of them's an Irish leader. That was like, I think he's Irish, so it's like, oh yeah, he's not like his dad, he hangs out with
a black guy and an Irish man.
Right, yeah.
I get you.
And also a drink with a Nazi.
He hangs out with a Nazi.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, see, that kind of throws all for a
one that rebels the Nazi regime.
He's an anti-Nazi.
She.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
So there were women Nazis.
Right. I mean, the main bad guy.
In history.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's based on history. They had giant robot dinosaurs, so...
Hitler built some crazy shit, man. I mean, they could have done some robot dinosaurs and we just never heard. You really think that some toy company came up with Transformers?
Yeah, probably.
No, those were in Hitler's vault.
No, they were in space.
And the guy made
they were robots in disguise.
Oh,
they were always here. You want a little spoiler for the game?
No spoilers.
It's a good one.
No, we won't spoil yet. We will spoil as time goes on, like a true banana does. If you leave us out, we will spoil your games for you.
I actually learned how to ripen a banana recently.
Let's segue to that.
How do you think you should ripen a banana?
The quickest way. The quickest way to go from green to yellow.
Right.
Leave it on the tree.
No.
Oh.
Quicker than that.
Microwave.
Really close.
Gamma radiation.
You put it in the oven.
How long?
I don't know.
Well,
I
didn't figure it out.
I did, because it was either, I thought you put it in the fridge or you leave it out.
Okay.
But you put it in the oven.
Like the oven on or just in the closed environment?
I think it's on.
350 degrees, 30 minutes, flip it one side each?
3,000 degrees.
1,000 degrees. Alright, so we're going closer to the sun than the oven.
Yeah, you gotta make it, as fast as possible.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the game. That ripening segue there.
Hey, it's a good one.
It's a good one. So please remember, you want to get a green banana, go ahead and save some money, buy some green bananas, toss them in your oven, cook them up. Just not for too long.
Listen, you banana eaters.
So my other game I played was Assassin's Creed Origins. I was excited about this one. It was open world. Everybody will agree that the Ezio storyline was one of the best Assassin's Creed storylines. But 4 was one of the best open world ones. There was a lot in that you could do.
There was a lot, but
if you like the open world exploration, I should say.
There's a problem I had that with, like in Wind Waker. Too much of just open water.
Open water?
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, Assassin's Creed, when you got to certain points, you open up the fast travel, so that made it easier.
Course.
Well, with this one, there was the exploration. However, like 4 where water, this was the opposite. You were in desert.
What do you like more?
I think the desert, because there was stuff to do. You could run into animals that you had to harvest for gear. You could run into guys that you could attack, whatever. The things that I liked about it, the story was good. However, it shouldn't have been called Origins, because the whole origin ends, late. That's when you realize everything. Then after that, there was this convoluted back and forth of, okay, you killed all the bad guys. Well, no, there's more now. Well, there's more. And it kept stacking on as you thought you were getting closer to the end, as opposed to just saying, hey, here's 20 guys you're going to have to kill. In the exploration, the only thing I had a negative thing with was the tombs. Every Assassin's Creed had great exploration when you did all Ezio's. There was great exploration, like in cathedrals, things like that. There were booby traps, puzzles to figure out. In these, the tombs consisted of shoot a vase so you can push a block.
Oh, so it's like basic puzzles?
It was below basic puzzles. Like, a little 5-year-old could have figured it out, which of course I couldn't figure one of them out and had to look it up. Then just because I didn't think of shoot a vase.
Yeah.
So the tombs were not what you would have expected on the inside. I expected a lot of booby traps and fun things to go through. Your biggest challenge was remembering to pull out your torch.
That's actually kind of hard to remember.
It magically lit every time you took it out of your coat. So, but other than that, to me, between the two of these, Assassin's Creed and Shadow War, Assassin's Creed was much better. They had stupid boat parts, which I hated. And they did the dumb thing at the end of you're all powerful now, you've leveled up, you've mastered all the fighting stuff that you want your guy to be stylized as, and they make you play as another character who doesn't have the same setup you do, and they do this for numerous times, especially on a couple of boss fights. You have to play as a different character.
Isn't the final boss not a different character?
No, the final boss is Bayek. You have to fight as Bayek, but it's similar. It's like right there. It's almost like a stream of bosses, and flipping between two characters. It'd be different if it was like Syndicate, where you played as the two characters back and forth throughout, and you customize them each. This one, you play as one, and at the end they make you play as the other for a while.
My biggest problem with the game was what everyone hated about Unity. The graphical issues and the stuttering, loss of frames, but no one's complaining about it in this one.
Well, I think also because this one is complete open world, and there's no load times.
Yeah.
There's nothing. You go from one side of the desert to the other. You can go in and out of the tombs. You can go in and out of the towns, inside buildings, and you're never getting a load screen. So I give it a little bit on that because it's so massive and it's constant. You can see across the map if you're standing way up high, and what you see is where you're going. So I give them a little bit. We did have the freeze once in a while. I'd be going and everything would freeze for a second as it was trying to load behind. Didn't have any combat issues except how you do combat. Like you have to hit, instead of X, it's RB. You lost the style that you had in the old ones where Ezio and all the others were fluid when they fought. This one you were just swinging a sword.
I thought it was kind of weird to call it an Assassin's Creed game.
Well, because it's not in the beginning.
I get that, yeah.
It's the beginning of it, so this is how it started.
It was just like, there's so many like weird aspects of Assassin's Creed games that make it enjoyable.
Well, it had the eagle points.
Well, not just that. I'm talking about, like, could you hire people to distract the guards?
No.
Could you throw sand during the middle of a fight?
No, you had no combat skills except swing a sword and block.
So I think it was, I don't know, they had 2 years to make this, and
I think the majority of what they worked on was the environment.
the environment was pretty nice.
Yeah, the environment's nice. The different styles of, like, you had camels and horses and chariots and all that. And they fill it with a lot of side things like the chariot races, the pits, the fighting pits, things like that. But yeah, there wasn't a lot. It was a lot of, hey, I lost my kid, go find it, on side quests. Hey, this guy's people, go assassinate him.
Go investigate.
Yeah, they did add in the investigation thing where you walk around a room and you have to look at everything, and then, but it would tell you, that was one good thing. When you went into an area, it told you what it was. If you were exploring a cave, it would say exploration area.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you went in and you had to kill all the bad guys, it said eradication area, you know, and then the investigate area.
Genocide area.
Yeah, genocide area, yeah. There's those two. So this one, so Shadows of War, I would have given a 7 out of 10. Because there was some great aspects of the Lord of the Rings lore that were in this history of the lore prior to what you've ever read.
But
And that makes up for some of the issues with the game.
Especially the ending.
Yeah. Then Origins, I'd give an 8 out of 10. I think overall they did really good with it. They could have done better with the fighting, and they could have done more exciting things and fun things to do in the tombs for the puzzles. Like with the puzzles you found, the papyrus, that's literally going somewhere. It says, hey, between two stones is this. And you walk there and you walk up to whatever the paper described and you solve the riddle. There was no switches or...
I don't really have a problem with that because, I mean, I've been with Assassin's Creed to Zelda, because they're both open world games that have no load screens and have pretty unique combat styles, I guess. But some puzzles, like, there are these memories you have to find in the game, and you talk to people and they tell you, oh, this memory is by a bridge that looks upon the castle. So you know it's the bridge right near the castle. You go there, you remember, you get the memory back, and then that's it.
Okay.
So I mean...
They're similar, yeah. Except the temples in Zelda were puzzles.
Those, you're talking about the shrines?
The shrines, yeah.
Yeah, those were like 200, so... Or 120.
There were 120 of them.
Yeah.
But they were puzzles.
They're like 5 minutes long. Sometimes it was just a battle.
You still
Sometimes
well, I say you're doing that one where you had to roll the ball and you had to figure out how to ramp it onto this. Yeah, those things. That's
a fun
You weren't shooting a vase and pushing the log out of the way.
That's Ocarina of Time. They had it in 3D, so they're like, now we can shoot things up high.
So now you're fractured butthole.
My fractured butthole hurts. I thoroughly enjoyed South Park Fractured Butthole. It really got me back to video games, because I had a dry period from the launch of Destiny 2, I'll say. I played that for played that for about a week and a half, you know, maxed out everything I could. I think I'm 301 light, 302.
He's an elite gamer, you know.
You know me, I'm so cool.
He got 315 when there was only a 305 light level possible. Sorry, power level possible.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
I can't do light level, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's not allowed anymore, because the darkness doesn't exist in this one.
No, the darkness.
Even though they kind of show
After the time change, there's more dark.
Daylight savings.
Yes, it's not saving anybody.
No. Yeah, after Destiny 2, I stopped playing games for a while. And then South Park came out, and I was like, I might try it. Kind of played the first one. Then I actually started playing it. Looked at it. Beat that one in 4 days.
4 days. So how many hours do you think?
18. That's how many it said.
Oh, that's pretty low for an RPG.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, I played for like 5 hours at a time.
And this is one game you didn't skip all the cutscenes.
Oh, no, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Not all of them. It was about the final act. I started skipping the cutscenes because it was just like, this is kind of getting boring now.
Gotcha.
It was also like midnight.
So you know, Trent is notorious for skipping cutscenes in games. He will play a game, not know
I didn't skip any Wolfensteins.
what the hell he just played.
Not skip, and I actually listened to Wolfensteins.
Listened.
Wow.
Well, that is because you all know when he plays, he usually has
A
a podcast in his ear, listening as he's playing the game.
Yeah, because I want to make it. I don't want
He
to
multitasks.
listen to the story and all that. I do skip Mario's cutscenes.
Oh yeah, well you don't need Mario.
I don't need Mario.
Oh, it's the princess. You know,
No,
that's
they don't
it.
speak in this one.
Oh.
It's all.
So, let me get this straight. All the Lego games now have stupid voices. It used to be funny that they just did weird expressions. And Mario, who got a voice, that poor guy is out of a job now, and he doesn't speak anymore.
Right.
What? They need to make up their mind.
Why make a comparison between Mario and Lego games?
Because it was a contrast. Legos got a voice, Mario lost his.
Well, maybe that's the next game.
Mario Lego?
Super Mario, the search for his voice.
Oh. Oh, that would be pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Is he the only one without his?
No, no one else.
Oh, okay. Maybe they were just sick of insulting Italians.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, you go to Mexico.
That doesn't insult Italians.
Yeah,
Mexicans.
no, I'm saying they don't want to
Italians do go to Mexico.
They don't want to insult anyone.
Oh. Then why Mexico?
Actually, no, Pauline has a voice. She sings.
Oh. But that's all she can do.
Right.
Okay.
Anyways, back to South Park.
Yeah, back to South Park.
I don't know why, but I was just so invested in it. I had no reason to be. I mean, it's getting mediocre reviews, but I thought it was pretty great. I mean, if you played the first one, you pretty much played the second one.
Well, I know the fighting style changed.
It is very different. You can't block anymore or counter.
Right, and I know it's that, the map. You have the battle map that you move around on.
The first one I had that?
I thought the first one was just left screen, right screen, just like old school Final Fantasy stuff.
It might have been, yeah. I don't remember. I kind of only played
I
the
might be
first
wrong,
one for a
but
little bit. Yeah.
I don't remember moving tactic format like you did in this one.
This one was very well. I didn't like some of the fighting style because sometimes it would only be you can only attack in front of you.
Right.
And only in one direction. You can't go down or up at all unless you have an area effect attack.
Part of the strategy, though, is knowing your
It's
attacks.
part of the strategy, but like I just want to attack everywhere.
I will say this: I did watch him get his ass handed to him by Morgan Freeman, and that was pretty damn funny.
I still haven't beat Morgan Freeman. Oh,
See,
I
you
forgot.
still have to beat him. Morgan Freeman he went in. I could fight Morgan Freeman, and no, he couldn't. He just watched Morgan Freeman beat him.
He did a 5,000 damage attack.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you do get to fight Morgan Freeman in the game if you want to.
Yeah, I'm maxed out on everything. I don't know if I could beat him.
Yeah, I have faith in you.
I may try it again.
You can beat Morgan Freeman.
I can beat Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, you can.
I don't really want to talk about anything else because it was spoiled.
You don't want to spoil it, but
right.
the writing is, of course, the same.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the guys who do the show. It's what's her name?
Trey Parker,
Matt Stone. Yeah. It's them. They're writing it, doing the voices, all that. And I know the graphics look identical to the TV show. So if you're a fan of the show, it's like watching episodes.
You don't even have to be a fan of the show. If you just like mature comedy.
Immature comedy.
Immature. Yeah. You can't be 12-year-old and be like, he's a poopy.
Right, but you can be 45 and say, he said poop.
It's okay if that's happening.
Yeah, that works fine.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a 27-year-old in like cartoon adult shows.
Oh, yeah. We know one of those, but we won't name names. Anyway, so, on to your third game.
Super Mario Odyssey. That, I think, is a fantastic game.
Really? And here's the funny part, the backstory.
Stop.
What? That's sarcasm? Oh. Sorry, I opened a soda and it went and for some reason Trent thought that was really funny.
Well, he's had his hands in his
I had hands under the desk and so either I was opening a soda or I had a snake captured and for some reason he found that funny. Backstory, when Odyssey was coming out, Trent was very adamant of this looks stupid.
Why does he throw his hat on everything? I barely even used the hat to control it.
I don't know why. That was just what they showed in the commercial.
I mean, you can do it a lot. I don't want to. It's most of the characters that you can control are slower.
Some of them it's for puzzles, right?
Right.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
So you understand what he's saying is you throw the hat, you take control of a different character. So
yeah, like you can be Goombas and Koopas,
Right, but it helps. Some of them are just to play, but some you have to be your character
or
to move on to the next part of the
or to
level.
solve to get more moons, because they're not stars anymore. They're power moons to power up your Odyssey, which is a hot air balloon. That's it.
So moon power makes the
moon.
hot air balloon move.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of non-logic, but okay, we're good with
And
that.
2 times the hot air balloon is disabled, and the characters are like, "Oh, the Odyssey is disabled again."
Again. Because that's how it works.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, you buy a car and you put a bunch of moonstones in it, it's going to break down.
Power moons can run my car. But yeah, I don't like the aspect of the hat taking control of everything. But if you just play it as a regular Mario 3D game, it's fantastic, I think. The art style, the The graphics.
The not speaking.
The graphics are surprising because I play it in handheld mode.
Uh-huh.
Because...
Okay, hang on. Sorry, some people out there that don't know what
I was going to
that
explain.
means. Okay.
Yeah, on the Switch, if you don't have one or you haven't seen one, there's... I don't even know what to call it, the dock.
Yeah.
It'll shoot the image through the dock to your TV, which usually... I don't know why it gives it more power, but I guess it does because...
It enhances the graphics a bit.
Yeah, but it's not really supposed to, it's just a dock. But most of the time, docking it will bring it up to 1080p, 30 frames a second. Sometimes 60, I don't know how many games, like I think Mario Kart has 60 frames.
But they don't have too many first person to worry about the 60
Doom's
frames.
the only one.
Yeah.
But when you play in dock mode, or handheld mode, you take it out of the dock and you walk around with it like a DS. And I think it looks like it's 1080 for Mario.
But it could just be also it's a smaller screen, which makes graphics look more compressed.
Usually the handheld reduces the graphics.
You mean makes them cleaner?
No.
Worse?
Yes.
So you're saying the graphics are better on the
I
handheld?
think the graphics are the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done any research on it, but
They look the same.
they do look the same.
That works.
Another problem with the game is...
Sorry, we're back to the game now. No more about the Switch.
No more about the Switch, yeah.
You've learned your lesson about the Switch. Education.
I didn't even finish my first statement.
No.
I played in handheld mode, and I think the graphics are pretty great. There are some really good color schemes, you know, and they're power moons. They take a color that contrasts with the color of the world, or the kingdom.
So if the kingdom's blue, the stone would be pink,
Yellow.
yellow.
I think that's how it works, yeah. Like there's one that's a ruined kingdom. It's all black.
Okay. That's messed up.
Hey, it looks like Bloodborne actually. It looks very close to Bloodborne.
He was trying to say that Mario wasn't trying to offend people without the one ruined kingdom. Look at this.
It's very dark.
It makes his argument invalid, people.
I think the power moons were yellow in that one.
Okay.
Maybe white. I don't know. It's just a cool little touch to the game.
Gotcha. So does it like add color to the board after you get it, or?
In New Donk City, which is the New York
Donk
City, which is the New York City of the game. They can't call it that, so they base it all.
Yeah, make a new Donk City.
Donk
Well, I
City.
get it.
They base it around
It's
Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
That's why the
yeah.
mayor's Pauline, you know, the
Yeah.
woman from the original Donkey Kong.
Right, which means that she got away from her overbearing, oppressive ape of a husband, Donkey, and
Yeah.
got a job and an education.
You said
and became the
husband.
mayor. She's married to Donkey
The
Kong.
story of the game is Mario or Bowser trying to get married to Peach.
Yeah, but I'm just guessing. I'm just saying.
You know the game already. Wow.
No. Pauline was married to Donkey Kong. There's no doubt about it. And she was abused by him. I mean, the dude threw barrels at her and all her friends. And, you know, she had to get out of the marriage. And look, she did. And she became a mayor.
Yeah, Jumpman came out of nowhere and was like, I'll save you.
Who?
Jumpman.
Oh, the
It's
original
not-
Mario name.
It's not Mario.
Yeah, sorry, Jumpman.
Yeah, Jumpman and Donkey Kong. Gotta know your stuff.
I do.
Anyways, New Donk City.
Mm-hmm.
Before you beat the boss area, it's raining and all dark and dreary. Then you beat the boss, and then it's all like sunshine and happiness.
And there's like different color schemes, shadowing, things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's good graphics. There's
also a little. I think this is a reference to Super Mario Sunshine. You can take over this like fish inside of a water bubble, and you can press one button and you'll shoot forward, spraying water, or you can press another button and you'll float up using the water, just like
So
in
just
Sunshine.
like Sunshine.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool because it's basically a conglomerate of Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, and I guess Galaxy because you move around the Earth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I'll give that. I'll give my games a review now.
Give them numbers.
Wolfenstein will be, I think, an 8.
That's an 8 out of 10, folks.
8 out of 11.
Okay, he's got a different scale
8
than
out
the
of
rest
10.
of us, but that's okay. We'll let him be different.
South-
They're special.
I think since South Park gave me a new love for video games, I'll give it a 9.
9.
Wow. Even though it
That
probably,
was out of 100, though,
it
folks.
probably doesn't deserve it. I didn't even talk about the bad ending.
Yeah,
It's
don't worry
boss
about
fight
it.
after boss fight
Yeah.
after boss fight.
Which seems to be the trend. It's like we went to
Wolfenstein
Japan.
doesn't have that.
We went to
Mario
Japan. That's
does.
what they do with all their games now.
Yeah.
So let's do it here in America.
That's why I'm in the park, because like I said, I didn't beat Mario, but I'm in the last area.
That's why I'm waiting for you to finish Evil Within 2, because Evil Within 1,
Yeah.
that ticked me off.
I did look it up though.
Yeah.
I saw the last chapter and it's only one boss fight.
But so it's not like the first game where it's
Right.
boss after boss
Mhm.
after boss. Which I get if you're going to play a game like Dark Souls. You know, you're going to play one of those games, you know you're walking into the game begging to be punished.
Same as Cuphead now.
Yeah.
It's boss fights.
Right, it's just that those are games that just you buy because you hate yourself. And,
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know.
Or you're just such a cool, good gamer like me.
Or me. I mean.
You can't beat Cuphead.
No, but I beat Dark Souls.
You beat Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3.
And Neo.
Yeah, you did beat Neo.
Yeah, so I can take the punishment and keep moving.
Neo and Bloodborne were the easier ones.
I mean, I have raised 3 children, so I can take any kind of punishment any game can dish out.
Really?
Pretty much, or I'll just break the controller.
Yeah, you'll definitely do that first.
Well, yeah, see, I might break the controller, but see, Trent will punch a hole through the side of his gaming chair, so...
Okay, and?
Just saying.
At least I'm not spending $60 on a new controller.
That's a cool chair.
It's not a cool chair. It's a pull-out couch.
It's a pull-out chair bed.
It's a one-person love seat.
That sounds a little disturbing, but we'll bypass that one.
Remove the pillows and it's 2-person.
Alright, and now Mario.
Mario, same as well.
9?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't beaten it, but I'm
So
getting
far.
kind of mad. But I do enjoy it.
He was getting frustrated the other day.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. We both were, actually. I was
He
getting
was
pissed off at
beating
Shadows of War.
Yeah, and I was trying to beat Mario, and once in a while I just throw the Switch down.
See?
On the couch, you know?
In a protected environment.
Right,
yeah.
right. It was safe in my hands.
So those are our game reviews, views.
Well, I'll go into Evil Within.
Let's not do that one yet. I'm going to try that one first.
I just want to talk about it.
Uh-huh. Well, I haven't even tried it, so
I don't
why
care.
gotta mess it up? I haven't even watched you play it yet.
I have to ask some questions, because you played the first one.
I don't remember
I
it.
didn't. Is it open world-esque?
No.
Really?
No.
It's more linear?
It's very linear.
Okay, because this one...
It was survival horror more than anything.
This one has that. I don't really want to compare it to, because you're in a town. I guess Silent Hill. You're in a town.
Well, there are areas that you could walk around,
Mhm.
but they were minor. There were towns and things, but like you really couldn't explore the houses too much. There might be like a shed you could go in, or
In the first one?
yeah.
This one, it starts off in a town, like I said, and you can explore almost every house.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually really, there was one that kind of scared me a bit, but I'm not going to talk about that since you
Yeah.
haven't played it.
No, I don't want to be scared.
Yeah, it's spooky scary.
Spooky,
But
scary.
you gotta
scary.
explore it. It doesn't tell you to go there. You gotta explore the
Oh,
town.
okay.
Yeah.
So you accidentally find some side thing.
I did like that aspect, yeah. Alright, I think that's good for a video game section.
Alright, well, so when you listen to this, if you have a game you want us to talk about, definitely post it, or
In any comment section.
yeah, in any comment section. I mean, we do have a Facebook page, Fresh and Retro.
Twitter.
We do have a Twitter account at Fresh and Retro.
This will be on YouTube.
This will definitely be on YouTube in the beginning, and we're going to put it out in other markets. So definitely, if you disagree with our reviews,
Let us know.
I would say don't let us know, because you know what? Gaming is personal. It's like art and marriage. Everybody's is different, you know. But no, you can let us know.
Hi,
if you
Mom.
don't agree. You can let us know if you disagree or whatever. We don't care. It's not going to bother us. We have thick skin. Literally, we do. We were both in a mutant accident when we were both younger, and
Actually, no, he just passed on.
I did pass it on to him.
Yeah.
It was genetic. I was trying to give him the same cool backstory, but no, he wants a different origin story.
Yeah, no.
No, so yeah, my body, I look like the Thing from Fantastic Four,
I
and
make fun of
he
him
looks
for it
like
every day.
he looks like Killer Croc. So it works out that way.
I took crocodile.
So we'll move on to the next part of the
Another
show.
segue.
Hey, so when I'm not playing games, you know what I like to do?
Jack off.
Whoa! So we did see Gerald's game last night.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting movie.
It was actually a very good Stephen King book to film
Adaptation.
adaptation. Yeah, I was very happy with it. They included some things into it that are a necessity. And I really don't recall them leaving anything out of any major importance in the story. It was tense at times, I think.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In the book, was Gerald and her in her head? Or was it just her in her head, or what?
That was what I'm trying to recall. I know that they had the discussion. I know she had a lot of inner monologue through it. I do think it was
She saw them?
Gerald. I don't know if she saw them or just had inner monologue with them or dialogue with them. Because I know she spoke to Mouse, which you have to watch the movie to understand that. I'm not ruining anything, but she did speak to Mouse in her head, and she spoke to Gerald in her head, but she never saw them.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that as the movie adaptation. It'd be stupid
For
to have his voice.
inner monologue, that was really...
Oh yeah, I mean, so you understand, folks, she's stuck by herself for some time. And unlike Castaway...
Or Buried.
Yeah, Buried, he had a phone call.
Yeah.
With Castaway, he had no one else to speak to, just like her, she had no one to speak to in this.
But here's a theory. Was the person he's talking to, is he alive? Or is he real?
I don't know, there's no theory with Buried except the theory of who funded it.
It's a bad movie.
But Gerald's Game was actually really good. It was one of the better Stephen King ones I've seen in a while. I usually get disappointed because his are so hard to a movie.
Mm-hmm. Especially the horror ones.
Yeah, and because his books are so much about persons. The different people make up the story, not the monsters or.
That's my biggest problem with movie to film adaptations. There's so much. Book to film adaptations. There's so much character development in a book to understand who they are.
Okay, so I'm just telling him to move closer to the mic.
You want to move closer to the mic?
There,
is that better?
Yeah, I'm watching the pitch levels,
Yeah,
so
I know.
I can see, and all of a sudden I see his at the very bottom, and mine are still way up here. Okay, so yeah, you're right. Any kind of adaptation, there's not very many. I mean, we love the book Ender's Game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
One of the best books out there. On the flip side, the movie was good.
It was alright, yeah.
But so much of the important factors were left out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hegemon and I can never remember the other.
Yeah.
But there's this whole backstory.
I
in the
didn't
book.
like that.
I liked it because it helped show when the war was going on, what the political atmosphere at home was.
Yeah.
Which is good. You're seeing the different sides of what the civilians are going through. So
also, the shower scene.
The fight scene.
Yeah.
The end of that. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And the earlier scene.
It's cool.
Yeah, these are things that built his personality for you to show you what he was, and those kind of were dampened down a bit for the movie. Still a good movie. So that was one of the movies we watched recently. We did finish 2 Netflix series, Mindhunter and Stranger Things 2, not season 2.
Yeah, I know, it's a sequel.
Stranger Things 2. You have to say it that way. I've learned. I've been told by the, other side of this show that it's not
all
season
great
2.
and powerful Trent.
Yes, it's not season 2. It's just 2.
So yeah, Mindhunter, another book to.
This is a loose book adaptation.
Well, I mean, it's nowhere near.
It's based on a real book that was written by John Douglas, which is the story of his research and history of him developing serial killer profiling. John Douglas was a real FBI agent, and that book went into what he and his partners really went through. Now, the academic side of it, the research side, that's all based on the real story. The character's not John Douglas, the love interest, all that stuff is all fake and made up for the show.
I heard that was all real.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it was never, I don't remember that in the book at all, I should say.
You don't remember I'm a hippie. No, wait, no, I am a hippie. I'm a hippie.
Yeah. I'm a hippie, but, I'm not hippie.
No, it's every episode. She's got to prove how she's a hippie.
Oh, yeah, she does. But that's what cool hippies do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you go to their house and
was this the 80s?
They got to shove patchouli up your nose. And no, this was 70s.
70s?
Yeah, 1970s. Because when it was first being developed was pre Ted Bundy and all that. Because Manson was already in prison during this. And I don't think any of the major ones had ever been caught that we know about. Like, there are major ones in this, but not the big ones. Whatchamacallit? I can't remember his name.
Gacy?
Oh, yeah, John Wayne Gacy.
Gein?
No. I think Ed Gein was actually way earlier. So, this one I know Trent got bored with a couple of the episodes.
Definitely, because it took me a while, because I was thinking about it recently, and the dialogue sometimes just kind of like loses you, especially with the girlfriend.
Yeah, that personal story, I agree with you. The main guy is perfect as a human robot.
Definitely.
For what you know he's trying to build, it fits the personality that's portrayed by the actor. Because he is so intrigued by the unknown and the darkness in other people that you would expect him to have some way of shutting off from the normal world.
He really likes the estranged mind.
Estranged?
Estranged.
Dr. Estrange. So overall, I mean, it's a good show. I suggest you watch it.
You like that type of stuff.
Well, and here's the thing, is if you got a woman in your life, you know she watches those,
Murder Your Husband.
Yeah, Murder Your Husband shows. It's a show she's going to love, and then you're going to like it as a guy, because it's really well put together.
Is that what South Park called it?
What? Murder porn.
Murder porn. That's
yeah,
what
it was called Murder Porn in South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on to Stranger Things 2.
My opinion on it, I like the first one a lot better because.
Oh, Will.
Yeah, Will was terrible. Even though people in there are saying he's a great actor because he can shake his face a lot and all that.
I will say Trent does a great impersonation of him. He will lay down on the floor and act like he's having a seizure, and it's like Will's here in the room with us.
I actually was having a seizure that one time.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
It's okay.
He doesn't have epilepsy. He just likes to have seizures.
Yeah.
It's what happens when I give him a chocolate bar.
Chocolate. I liked the first one more because it was more focused on the 4 kids, and this one had a lot of focus on like the brother, or Billy and Max.
And Elle.
The sheriff. Well, no,
Okay.
she's the 4th kid I was talking about in the first one.
Yeah, but her backstory was still a mystery.
Right, which I liked.
Right.
I don't want to know her backstory.
And the Upside Down was a huge mystery in the first one.
They did a lot of focus on what they didn't focus on in the first one, which is smart in sequels. But I think I liked the first one so much that it was like kind of hard for me to get into this one that much. I mean, I still liked it, but like I said, Will didn't like. And I mean, the Upside Down was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And then this episode with Elle's quote-unquote sister.
Right, but we won't spoil anything.
Right.
But I will say, there is a gap between the end of 1 and they fill it briefly. And by that, this is one thing I liked, is that if you're watching Walking Dead, just say, and there's the gap, what they do is like, there's like 4 or 5 episodes that fill the gaps. And that drives me nuts. I hate when they leave a cliffhanger and then they go 4 or 5 episodes of telling all these individual stories and everybody's got their own.
I think they really did it with the governor. That was like a big thing I
Yeah.
liked about that season.
And that's just, to me, I don't like that anymore. This one, I think there was 1 episode of gap fill. Everything else was just verbal talking. Little things like when Dustin smiles. You know, there's a gap, and that's it. He references his teeth once in a while because now he has teeth this episode. Series, whatever, 2. But now that he has teeth, that's all. You know, there's time has passed, and that's the biggest change in his life is he got teeth.
And that's a great part of the show.
Right, it is. And, you know, Mike's storyline, it's very brief. You see it, and you can figure out. There's no backstory over the past year. It's what you see him doing now tells you, oh, he's been doing this for a year. So I like that they didn't have to go into these long, drawn-out storylines for everybody. I did like it. I think there's a lot that it's referencing for Stranger Things 3. I think they left it enough for that.
Even though I don't like that theory of a 3.
I think 3, if they do it, I think it'll be a backstory. I think
it'll be half and half.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else they can do with the kids except.
Well, we heard on the radio that the creator was talking about them moving to a new town.
Well, that was a joke. Yeah, the guy said because there's no way these kids could be put through hell every year and stay in the same city.
But that could be them actually thinking that.
But they would have to convince their parents that they go through that. Only Will's mom knows these kids go through this.
Yeah.
All the other parents just think their kids are out playing, so that theory's hard forward.
Or it could be new kids.
Yeah, I mean, well, the other thing I was thinking too, and this is just my theory, nobody else's, if you follow the Game of Thrones theory that everyone's loving right now, that Bran is the
Ice King?
The Ice King, what if Will is somehow...
The giant shadow monster.
Yeah, he is the ruler of the Upside Down. Or the... Yeah.
Yeah, the Upside Down.
If he's the ruler of the Upside Down in some way, shape, or form, that would show why there's such a strong with him, why the shadow monster wants him, why everyone wants him there.
I like how you said no spoilers, and then you bring up the big Game of Thrones theory.
Well, that's just a theory.
But I don't know. That could spoil some things.
Okay, sorry. Go back and erase this episode on your device and don't listen to it anymore, okay?
Just don't listen to us ever again.
I'm going to put this back at the beginning. I'm not. I'm going to leave it right here. So the spoiler's going to stay. But anyways, okay, so those are our shows. You were okay with Stranger Things. You'd still recommend people watch it?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Barb does not make a comeback. I'm sorry.
Actually, she does. They reference her because they know their internet memes.
She's not there though.
They're cool.
There's
like
a pool
us.
though.
There is a pool.
But there's no Barb.
There is another internet meme with this season.
What's that?
Do you remember early on in the season? I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene with the sheriff.
Yes.
And he's in his house and he puts on a song.
Yes.
Dancing to it.
Yes.
That dance is now a meme.
Gotcha.
And it's a great dance.
Okay.
So,
we do need to learn the steps.
Anyone out there should recreate that dance. Or, make your own meme and add in music to that.
If you do, definitely hit us up on Twitter with a link.
Send it to our PayPal with $10.
Let us see you doing the dance.
Yeah, well, That kind of sounds weird.
Yeah, the one with pants.
Yeah, definitely with pants. Shirts not recommended.
Okay, so as we're trying to figure this whole spectrum of doing a podcast out, I was trying to think to myself.
Oh, going to this section.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the next.
Well, I mean, what about movies?
What about movies? We already talked about Gerald Kane.
Yeah, but
You saw it. I didn't.
I know, but we had a long conversation about Donnie Darko.
We did have a long conversation about Donnie Darko, and if you haven't seen that by now, we're going to spoil it and just shut up and
most
go home
definitely, because that is...
If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you're listening to a podcast.
Why? What? It's a 2-hour-long movie, so if you're listening to an hour-long podcast, I'm sorry. You're just missing out. It's on Netflix right now. They added it in October, which made me really interested in watching it again, because I saw it twice. My first time watching it, I was like 6, 7. So I was really confused when it was going on. Then I was like 12, and they had it on Netflix, and I watched it actually back-to-back in the same night.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Donnie Darko.
You mean you watched it twice? No.
In the same night.
Okay, I was just making sure you didn't watch Crap S. Darko.
No. I have not seen S. Darko.
Yeah, okay. That's
I don't want to.
By back-to-back. So don't watch S. Darko, but definitely watch Donnie Darko.
Yeah. I wanted to watch it twice back-to-back because I wanted to try to figure it out.
Okay.
I was 12 years old or 13, whatever. I was really pretty young at the time. And then I just watched it last week. And I finally came to my wits and looked it up, did a ton of research on what the whole movie means.
Okay.
And I found some nice theories. So if you have seen the movie, you'll know that Grandma Death has a book. She writes it. They've actually made it into a real book called A Philosophy of Time Travel. There's people out there who read it, and they used what was in the book to explain what happens in the movie. And the whole thing with the movie is there's 2 timelines, which can be very confusing for some people.
But if you've seen Back to the Future...
Yeah.
No, I mean, simplistically, Back to the Future 2, there's 2 timelines.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one that's normal, and then there's the one where Biff takes over the world.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So the first timeline is, here comes a spoiler, Donnie gets killed by a falling jet engine. That's what's supposed to happen in the quote-unquote primary timeline. But in the second timeline, Frank the Bunny takes over Donnie to get him out of the way, so that way I really don't know why he does it.
I don't either.
I haven't figured that part out yet, but he takes him away from the jet engine to fix the paradox that's going on, because there's 2 of the same jet engines in the same universe, but 0 jet engines in the primary universe.
Right.
I feel like this thing is going to go on too long. We should
Yeah,
probably end it here. But
needless to say, you need to watch the movie.
And then do a lot of research.
And do some research, and go into it with an open mind, because it is... The first time you watch it, it's odd.
You have no clue what's going on.
You don't, and it's brilliant in that you don't have a clue what's going on, but you're still interested in what's going on. You want answers to the things that are popping up, especially Frank the Bunny.
Frank the Bunny's a great character.
There's a great answer to that one, too.
Why are you wearing that stupid human suit?
Okay, so...
Alright, let's hear your topic.
Here is my topic. So, Trent does enjoy some kinds of music that I kind of find annoying.
Doing mumble rap?
And mumble rap, things of that nature. And he makes a joke that if he was a rapper, he'd have his name.
Oh, T Rizzy.
It would be T Rizzy. Okay, so that would be his rap name, would be T Rizzy. So then I got to think, what the hell does this kid have to rap about? Because in most rap music, most of it has been derived from actual life experiences, suffering, things of that nature. A lot of soul music comes from that. So you have White Suburban Boy coming in and rapping. And I would be very interested, and I'm pretty sure that the 2 listeners would also be interested in what you would rap about if you were given the chance to be a rap artist.
Is this seriously your topic?
This is seriously our topic.
Wow. I don't really know. I haven't thought about this.
You didn't grow up with guns in your neighborhood. Well, you didn't. I mean, we have neighbors that carry, but they're just carry because they're, oops, I got a license to carry, so I'll keep my gun on me at all time.
Well, I mean, when I was a child, I was never really around guns.
No.
I was never really around drugs. Well, yeah, I kind of was. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was around people who did drugs, normal high school stuff.
Yeah.
Not like he'd be walking down the street and a drug dealer would come rolling up on him.
Oh, no, that did happen twice. Yeah, they were in an ice cream truck, and I was like, drugs, and I ran away.
Okay, that was ice cream, but okay.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I did teach him well, away from strangers and vans.
Yeah.
Apparently he took it to heart too well.
Yeah, I thought they were drugs. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He asked for money.
Give me some money for candy, boy.
Oh, no.
So we grew up in a town, in a nice area of town, and
Somewhat
and
nice.
you grew up pretty much with pretty much anything you wanted, you got.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was gifts or your own hard-earned money. He's been working since he was
14.
little, actually younger.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, younger you were making money.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wanted a PlayStation, he bought one. If he wanted, a computer, he would buy one or get one or whatever. You've never gone without.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell would you rap about?
About my hard work, you know?
Your hard work?
Yeah. Growing up on the streets.
On the streets. So you
I'd
can't.
always be on the streets with
He
I
did
did ride a bike
Okay.
and a kick scooter.
I will say in our neighborhood it is tough growing up because the street we live on, you really don't want to teach your child how to ride a bike on our
You don't
road.
want to teach your kid anything on this road.
Yeah, they might get hit by random people because I will
Every
say
2 minutes.
we've had people take out our mailbox when they get to their car.
Yeah, those stupid people.
Yeah, and then we've had accidents here. We've had cars that have flipped coming around the turn. So we do live in a very dangerous intersection.
Yeah.
So he did have to grow that one bad aspect that he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't learn how to ride a bike here. Anyway, we had to take him to a middle school
Yeah.
track area to teach him. So
Da, 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 da.
besides the bad road out front, what would you rap about?
I don't really know, honestly. I said it as a joke.
Right.
I wasn't being serious at all.
No, I know you weren't.
I have
but-
no reason to... you have this big belief that music should come from the heart.
Yes.
But I have a high interest in music. I would love to just make music to make music.
Okay, so, well, there are fun songs, party songs, things of that
Mhm.
nature. I'm with
Like your favorite band, LMFAO.
Oh yeah, I actually have their name tattooed on my back.
Yeah.
Yep. Except I
Lick
spelled it
my
wrong.
fuzzy... You want me to finish that?
No.
Um...
I do agree with you. There are fun ones.
Mm-hmm. But I have an interest in rap music
Mm-hmm.
just because I don't know, some of them are deep, and I don't really have any reason to be deep.
But this is where our fresh and retro comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with rap being new. It was a new art form.
I feel like it's changing.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They will. I mean, certain music will always evolve. I just am afraid we're going to lose the core of what rap was there. Rap was there to send a message. Rap was
Mhm.
there for the kids that were growing up in the neighborhoods that were going through things. You look at Public Enemy, them sending out a message to people about what was going on in the black community, how the white establishment was doing things to them, what police were doing, all that. They were getting that message out. Now there are some artists that, like I've said, they're good artists.
Mhm.
They're very poetic. The way they deliver it.
He's mentioned Logic and Kendrick Lamar
Yeah,
as
they are.
his references.
They are. They're very, to me, and even, like I said, he's not really rap, but The Weeknd is
Mhm.
one of the most, to me right now, one of the most poetic artists in his writing style. But I'm afraid that there's this push for fame, popularity, fit an image, to get rich quick,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't put out a product that makes people think. And that's fine. You can have your party bands, you can have your party albums. I mean, pop music's been around forever. Michael Jackson put out a lot of songs that had nothing to do with anything. But then he would turn around, Thriller. Thriller is about zombies and werewolves and horror movies, yeah. But then he'll have other songs, like Black and White, and they had a message behind it. You listen to a lot of these artists, and the majority of them have zero message with their music. With like the mumble rappers, things like that.
Mumble rappers don't count, though.
They do count. They're a big part of the industry right now.
They're very much hated
Are they? Then why are they selling millions of copies?
because of
The beats?
unintelligent people.
The mumble hearers? I'm a mumble
I
listener.
think a big part of mumble rap is the beat. I think people just like, heavy bass,
Mm-hmm.
a beat that they can just bump their head to, but don't care about the lyrics. Like, I showed him Lil Pump,
Yeah, he did show me Lil Pump.
who his two famous songs are one where he repeats the words Gucci Gang over and over again.
Yeah, very much.
And another one where he repeats D-Rose,
Mm-hmm.
and then talks about 80 on my wrist, 100 on my wrist. Yeah. That's it.
That's it. That was the extent of the song.
And they have no reason.
None.
They're, but people like them. I've seen, my friend went to a concert and he was there, and it was pretty hyped when D-Rose came on. But that was it. Like, I could see myself jumping to it and everything, but wouldn't like listen to it on a regular basis.
And I agree. I mean, it's something like I said. You're with your friends, and that song comes on.
You're all gonna jump.
You're all gonna jump in. I mean, it's just like, I mean, as stupid as it sounds, you know, Spice Girls.
Mm-hmm.
With the Spice Girls, they came out with a song that everybody loved. It was very popular when it came out.
What song?
What do you want? I think, or what you want. I know you know what it is. I'm not gonna sing it.
I really don't know.
Yes, you do.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
That song right there. Yeah.
Okay, I think that was.
That's one I'm saying that now. That was in the '90s that came out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would say, "Oh my God, I hate that song." If they were with their friends and it came on,
they would sing it.
They would sing it, and that's the same thing I think with the mumble rap is when you're with a group of people, it is a song.
I don't know. Whenever I mention Lil Pump, it just gets my brain would just go D-Rose, D-Rose,
Oh,
D-Rose,
yeah,
D-Rose,
there's that as
D-Rose,
well.
D-Rose, D-Rose.
But I look at ones like, I mean, like Macklemore tries to have a message.
Ugh.
I know. He tries to have a message. He tries to be a clean Eminem. You know, but then I look at like Machine Gun Kelly.
Have you heard his new album?
No, is he more?
Not as clean.
Oh, he got dirty.
Yeah. He dirty more.
But you look at Michelle, and that's, you know, I'd love to know his history. Did he grow up in a white suburban neighborhood? Did he?
Apparently not.
He grew up in a rough area. According to
our neighbor.
Our neighbor. Oh, yes.
Big Machine Gun Kelly fan.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's his favorite rapper.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that in mind, if that's true, that makes sense. He's singing from life experience.
Mm-hmm.
But is it really life experience for some of these white rappers, or is it they're making a persona? Same with a lot of the black rappers. There's a lot of them that they have a great voice, or they write great lyrics, but they've never gone anywhere.
Who are you talking
Drake.
about? He does not have a great voice.
People like his voice.
People writing his songs, yeah.
But people like his voice.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be selling the albums he does.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his younger childhood is, but he grew up an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's singing hard rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that to me doesn't, it's a persona. You said, what was the one that I heard the other day?
Was it Crisis?
Yes, Crisis.
21 Savage and Rich Chica?
Yeah. That one. You told me it was a persona.
Yeah, Rich Chica. I feel like he doesn't think that, or feel that was just from his vines. Like,
right.
He was very different.
And that's another thing is rock, there are people that it's a persona. Pop, it's a persona. But there are certain artists that when you get into it, they've lived a life that caused them to write the music. And they live their life as them. And who they are on stage is the same persona. I'm not a big fan of, hey, create this fake persona just to get a paycheck.
But with the internet, everyone has their own persona.
But that's stupid. To me. To me, it's stupid. I mean, like an actor's going to have multiple personas because of what they're going to portray on screen.
Right.
And the persona that they have when they're doing interviews is going to be different than the person they are at home. There's many comedians out there who say their kids find them annoying at home.
Mm-hmm.
Because how they are at home, they're regular dads.
Yeah.
They're doing dad dumb jokes or, you know, whatever. And that, I get it. But when you're singing a song is supposed to be a personal expression. A movie's not. A movie is you're doing an interpretation of somebody else's personal expression. In a song, you're supposed to be doing your personal, you know, identity out there for people. That's what sells the album.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know.
Again, I'm just the crotchety old man that's going to yell at kids to get off
Yeah,
my lawn.
because, like, I didn't want to mention him until a future podcast, but Post Malone.
Okay.
I don't think I've told you about him. You
Right.
haven't really heard much of his music.
You guys showed me 2 samples.
Right.
One is a country star, one is a rapper.
Well, not a country star, but covered.
A country song.
Right. Or who was it? Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Covered Bob Dylan's song before he was even thinking about rap. And he lived, I forget where he's from, but he got taken out to California with a friend who was a Minecraft Twitch streamer. And Post Malone would play on his guitar while this live stream was going, and he would sing. And it would be like Bob Dylan type songs.
Okay.
And then eventually he realized what was popular now. So he just started making rap music. And now look at him, he's the #1 artist.
Well, and it's the same thing like I told you with Iggy Azalea.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't rap when she first came out. They marketed her as that.
Yeah.
That was the production company. That wasn't her decision. That was them telling her, hey, the only way you're going to make money is if you do this over here.
Mm-hmm.
And she went along with it and became extremely famous.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know a lot of people are out to try to make money, but I have, I guess, a passion for music in that I like music that'll speak to me. And I don't want to be lied to when it speaks to me. It's like reading a biography and finding out it's fake, is the way I look at it.
I understand that, but I think that's more of older music. Because nowadays I feel like there's barely any artists who still have that raw emotion in their songs.
No.
She's dead.
Yeah, but she had raw emotion.
I don't know, now, like this year.
I don't know. You're right. I mean, I haven't heard a lot of newer artists that have it. I mean, like I said, I bring back The Weeknd. The Weeknd is one of the rawest writers there are when it comes to his personal life. Apparently, you were telling me with the new Linkin Park, there was a lot of hints.
Yeah, with the songs that were released before. I didn't hear the whole album, but
there was hints to his pain that he was already feeling, you know. So there are artists out there that still write about their pain, but I think that's the difference is who's writing their own music as opposed to purchasing it.
I know Taylor Swift does.
Yeah, she does, unfortunately. No. Apparently her new album's doing great.
Apparently it sucks.
I was not a fan of it. We listened to the car the other night.
Wait, you heard the whole thing? Oh yeah, you said it was on the radio.
It was on the radio and we listened to a couple songs and
it's on iTunes.
I was just
Apple
not
Music.
happy with what I heard, but I've never been a fan of hers anyways.
There's some party songs out there that I'll listen to with her.
Yeah, she's got her pop songs that work, but
look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made me do.
And every time I hear that song, I think of a parent yelling at their child.
Yeah.
Not her talking. Yeah.
Look what you made me do.
Exactly. It's like an abusive parent yelling at their child.
This is your fault, not mine.
His hand doesn't smack on its own, buddy.
Little Sally, I didn't mean to hit you. It's your fault.
So, back to our original question.
What would I rap?
Yeah, so you said fun stuff. You think you'd find fun topics to sing about.
Yeah, you know.
Not be a comedic rapper.
I would love being a comedic rapper.
But I mean, not like it's just stupid pun, but having fun with some funny lines in it.
Most of my favorite rappers are comedic rappers.
Yeah.
Lil Dicky.
I don't know that.
You don't know him, but he's great. People hate him, but he's great.
Okay.
Because it's a persona. It's not who he really is.
But he's having fun.
Right.
It's almost tongue-in-cheek through the whole thing.
He's in the rap game, quote-unquote rap game, because he wanted to make money, and he knew he could be funny with it.
Okay. But he goes out knowing... You go in listening to his music knowing what you're getting.
Right.
You're getting something funny.
There was one song called Pillow Talking.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
sexy.
It's about him after having sex with a girl and what they talk about. And so he brings up, like, you know, he asks her, oh, do you have any siblings? And one of them is in the military. And he's like, oh, what's your opinion on the war?
After sex. That's
after
the
sex,
topic.
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
that makes sense, you know.
And then he goes, what do you think about aliens?
Like illegal or like
no,
like
legit,
invasion from space?
Invasion from space.
Gotcha.
And he's like, do you think that they would just destroy Earth, or would we have our power to fight back? And she's like, well, it doesn't really bother me because, you know, I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in, you know, anything like that existing because she's Christian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, not too Christian because apparently they just had, you know, non-marital.
Oh, that is true.
See?
Ooh.
There's a kink in the story.
Well, I don't know about Christian, but she believes in God.
Okay.
I should say.
Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah, I forget that, yeah. And so they talk about religion and all that, and then he's like, but you don't believe in aliens, but you think God has a plan for everyone. She's like, that's not for you to determine what everyone's plan is. There's, you know, I don't determine everyone's plan. You know, you, me, a chicken, a midget in a circus. That's one of the lines.
So he's a little bit thought-provoking, but not serious.
In some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then his brain comes out to try to fight or counter argue her point about God.
So his brain leaves its body.
No, brain comes in from the closet.
Because he was having sex, his brain isn't there.
Right.
Got you.
So
Okay.
It's
For some
basically
reason,
him.
it's hidden in a closet.
It's him conversing. His brain's in the closet. I get the joke.
well, there's that joke. But I'm just thinking, if I had to remove my brain, I would put it into an OtterBox-made container.
It's not legit, Dad. It's a metaphorical brain. It's not a real brain.
I'm saying metaphorically, I put it in an OtterBox, not a closet. I put it in a box made of that same stuff that the black box from airplanes are made of.
Yeah, that disappear.
It doesn't matter. The brain's straight.
Disappear.
But in the closet, I mean, they could fall off the shelf if there's a boom.
It's on the ground. It has legs. You can walk around.
It's a walking brain?
You haven't seen the video. You don't know what I'm talking
about.
about.
Oh my god, this is the coolest brain ever.
Yeah, I know. He's got a great brain.
Okay.
But he made a whole EP, 7-song EP, I think it's 7, off of the brain. Him and his brain rapping back and forth. Right. People hated it because they didn't like the way, because his brain has like a weird voice.
Gotcha. I mean, I would expect
brain. You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, my brain would have a weird voice.
And people didn't like brain sounded, and they didn't like his raps, but I find it very funny and comedic. But I think people took it too seriously.
Does he take himself seriously?
No, not
like in
at all.
interviews or anything, or he's just
Well,
smiling?
I haven't seen him in interviews, but he was in a Trojan commercial.
Well, I mean, well, that's a good spokesman. If Pillow Talks, one of his popular songs.
He's actually how I found out about the ball basketball players.
The brothers' ball.
The brothers' ball.
The basketball players' balls. That's how you found out about them.
Yeah.
Yes, all basketball players, they have balls. It's
basketball ones.
Well, all right.
I still haven't answered the question. What would I rap about?
You did. You said fun stuff.
I would try to be comedic, but like, I feel like it's very hard. Cause my biggest thing with music is I would love to make a cool beat.
Okay.
But not the actual lyrics.
So you want to do the background music, DJ? You want to be David Guetta, something like that?
Yeah. Or
have somebody come in with their own music.
Recent one, yeah.
Hello, Fresh and Retro.
Yeah.
At least I didn't say Magic Mike.
Who's that?
DJ Magic Mike. 1980s, like the biggest DJ back then that had like massive bass in his music.
Man,
if you had booming speakers in your car, you had to have
all
a DJ
I could think
Magic
of was
Mike.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, you can put Channing Tatum all you want, and that's a throw out to our neighbor there. Just imagine Channing Tatum, Aaron.
As
just
a
imagine
DJ.
DJ shirtless, playing you your own personal song.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, I didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear. I think we pulled off our first successful podcast.
I want to keep going, honestly.
I do too, but that's what next week is for. So because we are getting Marvel Superheroes 2.
Lego
Marvel Superheroes 2. Well, hey, look, there's a history of Lego games.
Yeah, I know. We'll explain that.
So we'll get to that, but
hopefully
we'll have that
I'll have beaten Super Mario Odyssey and Evil Within 2 by then.
And I'll be trying Evil Within this week. Now that I've beaten those other 2 games. And I think that'll be it. We are going to go try to see... We're going to try to start watching Glow. I know that.
Well, yeah, we can watch that.
I haven't seen that. And, what, Thor?
Thor.
Oh, he wants to see Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
The only reason he said he did is because he heard that Helmsworth looks sexier in this one than in the earlier ones.
I have never said that.
Because he cut his hair.
I have not said that.
Oh, sorry.
That wasn't me.
I apologize. That was me.
Whoa. No, actually, I hated the first 2 Thor movies.
Yes, I know you did. You tell me repeatedly.
They were terrible.
They weren't terrible.
Especially the second one.
They weren't good. There's a difference between good and terrible.
No, there isn't.
Yeah. Not good and terrible are 2 totally different spectrums.
There's a thin spectrum. It's called good and terrible.
No, it's good. Not good. It's okay.
We could have talked about Blade Runner.
We could have
Seen that, yeah.
Because that's another juicy one. But
you'll see, like a meat.
I think we will call this the end of our first podcast. For those 2 of you that are going to listen, we appreciate it. If there's more than 2, cool. If there's more than 100, I'll be fucking impressed.
Yeah, honestly.
What?
Honestly.
Oh, no, you said I want to sleep. I was like, I'm getting tired already.
Long day, you know.
Well, this is Jason.
And this is Trent, signing off.
We are Fresh and Retro. Please, if you like the podcast, continue to look for our episodes. And let your friends know. Again, you can find us at Twitter at Fresh and Retro. And you can find us on Facebook, Fresh and Retro on Facebook.
And if you're listening to this, then you're most likely on YouTube listening to it.
Yes. Or if we got onto other channels, awesome.
Yeah, that'll be a little while. We're still figuring that out.
Thank you guys, and here's our outro music. Do 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 do.